Happy New Year, everyone. Today is day 31 of my 100 Days of Gratitude, and I'm feeling a lot of anxiety, to be honest. This is a perfect example of why I wanted to record myself and post it on YouTube. Outside of feeling so much gratitude, I also wanted to record what it's like on the daily. So insomnia struck last night, as it does most nights, but it lasted till about 7:30 this morning. So I pulled an unintentional all-nighter, which happens sometimes. And so I woke up at 12:30 or 1 o'clock maybe. So I got about 5 hours of sleep, which I can survive on now. But just a lot of just thinking, going down terrible paths last night. And something that I've kind of realized is for maybe the 2 days leading up to New Year's Eve, I was thinking, oh, I've made it another year. This is so fantastic. And, people who maybe don't recognize that they have something to be grateful for. If they could only live a day in my shoes and, grateful for another year. And I was diagnosed in 2015 with metastatic breast cancer, and now it's 2018. So the math of that says, 3 years, and the median is of survival once diagnosed metastatic is 3 years. So, all these things are kind of flooding my brain. And then last night I was thinking, yeah, but we're at the start of the year. We have to make it through 365 days to survive to 2019. Even just saying that makes it hard for me to breathe. I'm terrified for this year. I'm excited for this year. Nothing's guaranteed. There are no certainties. I've recently, I get this a lot when I say something about, I'm afraid that this year's going to be the year, and people who don't have cancer often say, well, we're all going to die sometime. Right. But I have a terminal diagnosis, not the same thing. I don't know why people say that. I don't know if it's comforting to them, which some of the things that people say seem to be something to kind of comfort themselves, that they feel better about me having cancer. So somehow what they say is going to make me feel better, which isn't the case quite often. So yeah, it's a tough one when people say that, because I don't know how to not freak out and say, yes, you're right, but odds are you'll probably live to see your grandchildren grow up, or whatever the case may be. I can't have kids, so not the same. Anyway, I don't mean to be angry. Today's a tough one. This just happens sometimes where, obviously I'm still in my robe and it's past 4 o'clock and I just can't seem to be getting going. And what's playing in my head so much today is that my Nana used to say, whatever you're doing on New Year's Day is kind of a projection for the rest of the year. And so I'm trying to show gratitude for today, and that I did make it to 2018. And when I was diagnosed 9 days before our wedding, I wasn't sure I'd see the end of that year or be able to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. And we made it that far, and we got to go on a honeymoon. So I am trying to see the gratitude in today. And my ultimate reason for being grateful today is to see another year, to say goodbye to the previous year and into the next. And I think that's kind of a lot of our goals, and I spend a lot of time living in the moment and living in the present and not focusing on too much on the future, making plans, but being flexible. And I don't need any encouragement, so don't feel obligated to send me a buck up, kiddo, or whatever. I'm fine. It's just that today is one of those days that I realize I have terminal cancer, and it doesn't feel so good. So pain-wise, I'm okay. My feet are pretty sore. But that happens sometimes because, like my oncologist said, I have the body of an 85-year-old woman. So that's bound to happen. And I am still grateful. And we had a nice New Year's Eve. We had friends over who are just great people. And we went and explored a spot about 45 minutes from here that has some beautiful lights. And actually just talking about it is making me feel better because it really was a special night, and I got some beautiful pictures. And then we came home and played euchre and just laughed, and it was awesome. So I am grateful. I'm grateful for another year, and that's ultimately the takeaway from this video. But just, it's hard. It's hard for everything that, for every positive, there are a number of negatives, and most days I can put that positive foot forward, and today's just not one of them. And I know by tomorrow it'll be back on. So again, I don't want to be encouraged to get out of this funk, because I think it's important to kind of embrace it and not put too much pressure on myself and let me feel shitty, because trying to be super positive and uplifting, faking it doesn't help me. If anything, it makes things worse. So I kind of lean into these feelings, and then quite often at night I take a deep breath because I know the day has come to an end and there will be another day tomorrow. So just like last night into today, 2017 into 2018, tomorrow will just be the first into the second. So happy New Year, everybody, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.